Hi, it's Jane Copeland, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about how to look amazing or better when you're using Zoom, FaceTime, or doing any kind of virtual presenting or meetings. Also, the tips that I'm going to give you today are also going to help you if you're doing any kind of video recording, okay? So I've been running my own online business now for 8 years, and I'm used to working from home and using virtual tools to present and to communicate. So I've picked up some tips along the way, and I'm going to share them with you today. And in particular, I know that a lot of people are currently using Zoom, so I'm going to be focusing on that. Right, so I'm just going to get straight into it and tell you that Zoom actually has a filter that you can use, and it's pretty easy to find. If you go into preferences and to video, it basically says touch up my appearance. Okay, so I'll show you. I've got that on me now, and I'll just take it off. Okay, so that is me without touching up my appearance, and this is now me with touching up my appearance. So as you can see, it blurs it a little. So the next thing, it's really the most important thing that you need to know if you are presenting using Zoom or virtually, and that is that lighting is key. All you need to know about lighting is that you need to have a light source that's in front of you. The best way to do that is to sit in front of a window. With regards to that, you don't have to have it super bright, okay, where your eyes are squinting. It needs to be a kind of if you like, a soft light, okay? Now, I am currently sitting in front of a window, and as well, I have a ring light up. This is the ring light that I am using, okay? Now, I've got a big ring light. I think it's like 16-inch. But the problem that I have with using that particular ring light is that I can't put it on my desk. So you can get 6-inch ring lights. There are different types of ring lights that you can get. The one that I would suggest isn't the one that I have. It's a 6-inch one. Okay, so it's a smaller one that you can actually put on your desk. But I'll just show you with the ring lights what happens. So if I draw that down, okay, see how I'm not as lit? Now, if I draw that up, okay, you can see that I'm lit a bit more, okay? So you can experiment around with that. So that's obviously coming around on one side of my face, and then that's darkening it. So yeah, so you want to make sure that the lighting is optimal, and also that it's even across your face, okay? So the next thing that you want to do is you always want to be actually looking at the camera, at the lens, all right? And this is sometimes really hard to do if you've got a lot of people on the call with you, or even if you just got one person on the call with you, right? So you might have the camera up a little bit higher, depending on what kind of camera you're using. Usually you'll be using the camera that's part of your laptop or computer. So the camera is at the top, but you might be looking at the person on screen who's in the middle of the screen, okay? It's really important to keep your eye on the camera, okay? Because if you look away from it like this, looking at the other people on screen or the person you're doing the call with, that sort of thing, then it's just not going to be as engaging, okay? It's hard to do, and it feels really unnatural, but that's what you've got to do if you want to have that engagement, all right? And look like you're actually talking to the person that you're talking to, or people you're talking to. Okay, another really, really, really important thing is that you want to make sure that you're framed up correctly. Often when I'm doing Zoom calls, I can see people and they're like this. Hang on. They're like tiny. They're tiny on the screen. We're seeing a lot more of their body. The problem is that the more that you have, more of a background that you have, it's just going to distract people. So people are going to be looking at, what your background is, what you're wearing, things like that. So as opposed to, if I come up closer, okay, in screen, it's more of a focus on me, my message, what I'm saying, less about the background. Just reiterating that, you want to make sure that you're central in the frame, that you're framed up like this. So basically from about your breastbone upwards to the top of your head, and the top of your head should be almost touching or touching the top of the screen. Now, the other thing that's important about that is that ideally you want your camera to be a little bit higher, okay? Because I'm going to show you what happens if I come down low. Okay, this is me from below, and believe me, we don't want 5 chins showing, do we? No, thank you. So to get rid of the chins and also to look profesh, all you need to do is to just elevate the camera, okay? So right now, I'm looking a little bit upwards in the camera. You can also buy little things like this, which you can place your laptop into, okay? Now, I will actually link to the resources that I'm talking about somewhere around this video. This is also another really cool tool that is a little tripod holder for your iPhone, okay? So again, I'll link to that one too. Some other tips. You don't want to be having a lot of movement in the frame. So the more that you move around like this, things like that, the more distracting it's going to be, okay? And this is especially the case if you're on a group call with about 20 people on there, or even just 3, and you're the one moving around. It's going to be distracting for people that are on there. They're going to naturally want to look at you if you're moving around, right? And it might take focus off the presenter, or also if you are moving around when you're speaking, then it's going to take focus off the message or off what you're trying to say. It's also not very profesh. You actually really don't want to be sitting there eating or having a coffee or a drink. I see that all the time, and it's really just, again, distracting and not a good look. The last tip that I want to give you is you can get some eye drops which increase the whiteness of your eyes. For some people who do get bloodshot eyes or dry eyes, this can be an important thing to do. As well, people are focused on your face. They are going to be looking at your eyes, at your mouth, at your teeth. You want to make sure that your teeth are on point, okay? You don't want to have yellow teeth. If you do have yellow teeth, or if you want to improve the appearance of your teeth, one of the ways to do that is to just get a $25, strips from, the chemist or the supermarket. You can get one from Oral-B or Crest, whiten up your teeth. So there you have it, some tips to look your best when you're doing video calls. Again, I'll link everything that I've mentioned. See you soon. Bye.